We are live. It is 3:08 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S., 9:08 GMT in the U.K. It is the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe coming to you live on Sunday,
Hey,
February 5th, 2023. We missed a week because Joe was in Poland.
Yep.
Doing
it was great.
A little vacation, a little holiday. As they call it in the UK. They call it vacations here in the US. They call it holiday in the UK.
Yeah, that's right.
So how was your trip?
Yeah, it was good, man. Really good. Very thought-provoking place, Krakow in Poland.
Okay.
I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because we was visiting bars and going nice places to eat. Definitely would like to go back again. So yeah, took loads of pictures. I haven't shared any yet. I will share some.
Was it just a straight up holiday? It was just a reason.
Yeah, it's just a random trip with a couple other lads. Yeah,
cool.
The hotel was quite nice.
Yeah, look at the food. I saw a couple of pictures of the food you sent were pretty good. The food looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was the first place we went. I had a litre of beer with that as well. Went down nicely. So I thought about doing the podcast from there, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm like a moron. I'm like, hey, how come we're not joining this show? And it's like, I'm in Poland, dude. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. Well, I was just having a moment. I didn't know. So
well, we all have them moments, don't we?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, which is pretty normal for me. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good time. So, unfortunately, or depending on how you look at it, fortunately for the people on the stream, they got spared from us for another week. We don't have a guest today, unfortunately. So, I'm sure the show might be a little low key, which is fine, which is a good deal. And Scoop's in the chat. Hello, Scoop.
Always
welcome.
Top man.
Good job. And also, he's also he's doing a lot. Stop. Think. His pictures of the wrestlers and all the music stuff, they're really good.
Oh he's man, really so good.
Yeah, that's so fantastic. I don't know if it's getting better. I think it's just, but it's. I really do enjoy his Instagram and look at those. He does a great job.
Yeah, amazing job.
Yeah,
he's got some good cameras.
I don't have
the
knack for the photography, so definitely, I'm glad there's other people out there who definitely have the knack for it because that's not my thing. Speaking of that, let's just go ahead and talk about it. S23, right? So, yeah, you've got to see it in the store. So, what do you think as far as you said the colors?
Yeah, the colors are much nicer in person than what I've. Because at first I thought they're a bit lame. And then when I saw them in person, I said, well, actually, they're actually quite nice. And they sort of reflect a bit and they sort of change color slightly as you move them. Yeah, but the green is very different when you see it in person.
It Scoops at work. So thanks for joining. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for swinging on through. I know it's
we'll do our best to get you through work.
And I mean, this is the S22 Ultra, I guess burgundy. I guess it's burgundy.
Snapdragon.
Yeah, it's the burgundy. Again, like I said, but this is the case I have. So when you have the case on,
chunky boy.
Yeah, no, not really. It's protective, but not too chunky. But when you have the case on, it's like, I mean, this is what you see. I mean, yeah, you can see some of the burgundy here, right? But other than that, it doesn't matter what color your phone is because you can skin it. I don't know. I just don't get hung up on the colors.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's rocking a phone naked, or very few people are.
I don't know. I see people in the UK. Yeah, loads of people in the UK have it naked. Totally naked.
If you have insurance, who cares? And I get the funny thing is for a person like me, I could totally use this device naked because then I've got this.
A few other options, yeah.
Then I've got this. Then I've got this. Then I've got, in case I just really need to actually make a phone call, I have this. Yeah.
So let's talk everyone through what you held up just in case they're listening to the audio version. Okay, yeah, these Flippy Dippy.
Yeah, I had Surface Duo, OG Duo, right?
Yeah.
Then I had Flippy Dippy.
Dippy.
And then I had one of my favorite devices, the P30.
Still looking great. P30.
Still looking great. Late but not great. Then I have, I mean, if all else fails, I actually just need to make phone calls and text messages and emails. I've got my Lumia 950.
Oh, you said just playing with that last time we spoke.
Yeah. And then over on the table over there, which I'm not going to go off camera to get, is my HTC One M8. that's running has a old. It's man, I can't. It's almost unusable. It's really bad. It's a shame too because it's slow. Like I can't even use it, barely. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, for me, or in absolute worst case, if I absolutely needed a phone, I still have
Oh yeah, is that your work one?
my work phone. I mean, if I absolutely had to make phone calls, I mean, I can use it to make phone calls or text messages or whatever.
So Otterbox case.
Although they said something about, well, they gave it to me. I don't care.
Yeah, Otterbox is good though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. What's the? I mean, honestly, I would have got it. I asked them for the Pro Max because a lot of the stuff I do for work,
yeah,
like Teams calls, it's a lot easier if I have the Pro Max.
Yeah,
because of the battery. But I just leave it on the charger. I have a little charging puck here, and then
you don't give a shit about longevity or the battery, do you?
Well, it's always on a charger at home.
Yeah.
And then I just connect to my Teams because I'm always at my computer. I do the phone Teams calls on my phone and then use my computer for other stuff. So, but so yeah, I've got options. So I'm one of the few people that probably, and of course I have insurance on the device, so I could probably get away with just doing it like that. Jimmy, hey, we are doing good. How are you? Hope our weekend was brilliant. It was okay. It was quiet. I go back to work tomorrow, and I think Joe does too.
Yeah. And I've got to deliver some training tomorrow. Yeah. Like I said to you before, I'm not ready for it, but I'll wing it. It's fine. I mean, that's what we do with this podcast.
Oh yeah, we clearly have no schedule, script, or idea what we're doing half the time.
I don't like too much structure.
And well, and that's fine. I don't really care.
No.
It's whatever. So I think honestly, if you have an S22 Ultra, if you want the nicer camera and you want some stuff like that, I mean, yeah, you can upgrade. I'm not going to because I would think if I had an S21 or if I was still rocking an S10 or an S10 Plus, I would probably, it would be a good upgrade. I don't understand the Plus line. I know a lot of people are in that, but they don't sell them.
I don't know. I think it's kind of the sweet spot. I think if we're realistic, unless you're a content creator or some kind of photographer, you don't need the Ultra really. But it's nice to have a slightly bigger screen. I think the Plus is actually the sweet spot. But people that buy the Ultra should buy the Plus, but they don't.
I just think with the Ultra, that's fine. That's for a different segment of people. But I think the Plus and the regular S23, I think they kind of eat off each other's plate. Get rid of one. If you're going to keep the S23, fine, keep it. Or if you're going to keep the Plus, keep it and ditch the 23. I think people either get the 23 or they get the Ultra. Right? They don't get the Pluses for the most part. Yeah, I know. It's 70 degrees and well, I mean, you're in Nevada, so that makes sense, right? Las Vegas. It's actually what's 60 here in St. Louis. Although I think was it yesterday or 2 days ago in New Hampshire and like the New England, it was like 100 below or like 10, 50, 80 below. They got some kind of Arctic clipper. It was crazy. It was like Eastern Siberia kind of cold. It was insanity. Oh man. So it's 70 degrees today. It's a nice day, so enjoy it. But yeah.
So going back to the S22 Ultra and whether you should upgrade. See, in the UK, it's a different story.
Oh, because Exynos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say if you have if you're in the UK or if you have an Exynos chip, you really, really, really need to get off of that chipset.
Yeah.
So I think that the S23, that really by itself, probably for anybody outside the US, would probably be a reason to upgrade on it. That's the only caveat to the upgrade.
Yeah. And if you want the 50 megapixel RAW with Expert RAW on the new 200 megapixel main, that's pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, I think so too. And Boss is in the chat. So of course, if you've not been paying attention, if you are new here, which nobody is, that's in the chat at least, check out the Purposely Pixel YouTube channel. Lenny does a great job over there. They do awesome work. He gets a lot of stuff. Pixel gives out a lot of stuff. He's got like basketballs and jerseys and all sorts of great stuff. I mean, it's fantastic, man. So I'm not saying that because I need any of that stuff.
Half the Google store.
But yeah, it's really great. Lenny does a great job. The team over there does a great job. Check those people out. They actually host our show. We really appreciate if you want to stop by and throw them a couple of watches, like the videos, throw some subs, and then tell people about if they're into Pixel content. they do a great job with their cases and the phones and pictures, all that stuff. Purposely Pixels YouTube channel. They are been awesome to us. We really appreciate all their
Thing is,
support.
Sam, Lenny's a mob boss. So if you don't like his videos, he will find you and he will kill you.
Well, that's really not the mob. That's Liam Neeson, and
Oh,
Liam
yeah.
Neeson's not in the mob.
I got mixed up there. Sorry.
I know it's okay, but yeah, Lenny will hurt you. So just watch the show.
Lenny
But
will. He will.
how about this? Just don't make Lenny mad. Help him out a little bit and subscribe to the channel. We would all do it. We do it all good. So, and then Jermaine in the chat, and then he's throwing us 5 of the squiggly monies. 5 squiggly monies. Euros. That's right.
What a legend.
Monies. I know. Tech by Jermaine. He does a good job. His channel also, concept creator. Check him out. He's another one. He's a friend of the show.
And he's got 2 channels, isn't he? He's got Tech by Jermaine.
Yeah, Tech by Jermaine and the concept creator. So check him out. Again, throw some subs in there. Give him some love. He does a great job, actually. And I think he had a car. Did he go on a trip? I thought he went on a car trip. He said he was prepping his car for a road trip. I don't know if he was leaving the Netherlands.
He said he was going to go far.
Well, I don't know how far that. I mean, I don't know where he was going. Maybe he was going to like Greece or something. I don't know. But I saw he was getting his car prepped for a road trip.
Not yet. He's going to.
He's going to. He's
planning. I hope he takes the X90 Pro with him.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing more pictures from him.
And just so we're clear, all that stuff drives me crazy. Being on AT&T, dude, I almost just want to get the phone anyway, knowing I can't use it.
I really want to try that phone.
It's crazy, man. It's like I hate it. I hate that whitelist. I really wish AT&T would go back to just if it's a GSM phone, just let it rip, right? I mean, it was.
You see, One's picture with of the cone.
Yeah,
the depth of field on it, the 1-inch sensor on the X90 Pro is nice.
No, I've never used the Vivo, so I don't know. Is that what OS do they use? I know it's a version of Android clearly, but I've never used a Vivo phone.
Good question. I don't know what it's called. Is it Fun Touch? Is it called Fun Touch?
Fun Touch OS. Yeah, it sounds right. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I know there's Color OS.
Confirm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then Oppo, that's another one. I used to have a Xiaomi. I had a Mi 11, and I really liked that phone. Matter of fact, that's the phone I took when I went on. That took all the photos when I was in Puerto Rico. That was the phone I took, and it was great. I loved them. I loved it. It just had a global. It didn't have a global ROM on it, so I was having issues with notifications and stuff. But yeah, the depth of field stunning, and yeah, he is saying it's Fun Touch.
Yeah, it's such a great name, Fun Touch.
Fun Touch OS. Well,
where's Aditya when we need him?
Yeah, GT is not here. That's awesome because if he was, he'd have fun. DT is probably enjoying his Fun Touch OS. So it's all good. Anyway, yeah, the Mi 11, I liked it, but I mean now because of AT&T and the only other, I guess it's T-Mobile. Problem is I could go to T-Mobile, but I got phones on the plan, and then on top of it, last time I checked T-Mobile service where I live is a real kind of it's kind of spotty, and I need to have decent cell coverage at my home. I mean, AT&T does well, Verizon does pretty well. Again, it irritates me to no end the fact that I have limited options when it comes to like importing a phone. I like to try, the Fold and I'd like to try other phones like Xiaomi and hell, I'd even buy a Huawei, a P50. I would even buy one of those.
Looks like a nice device, to be fair.
But I don't care if it doesn't have Google services. I just can't. Again, like I said, it just drives me crazy. So I see all these great phones, and Juan's got the Vivo, and he's got the Oppos, and all these great devices, and I can't use any of them, and it's irritating. So,
you know what he needs to do? Change the network.
No. Yeah, well, again, that's T-Mobile, and and here's the thing though: switching all the networks and getting off all these phones just to use a phone that I can't buy at retail is not worth it to me. If I wish it was sold in Best Buy, I would buy it off. I would buy unlocked, or if AT&T of these carriers would allow these like Oppo and Vivo and stuff like that. But honestly, at this point, there is no reason why, because it's either Samsung, it's Google, or it's Apple. And that's pretty much where we are.
Although this is the first one that's gone global, X90 from Vivo, because there's an X90 Pro Plus as well, but that's not going global, and that has a Snapdragon chipset and an extra telephoto, I think it is.
Yeah.
Probably a
agree
bit
with
more
Lenny.
to.
US has no options, and I agree also with.
Lenny won't touch anything other than a pixel, any. Anyway, he's Pixel
No,
Man.
well, clearly, I mean, he runs a channel called Purposely Pixel, so
Yeah.
clearly he's slanted. But I honestly, I don't think he'd probably use anything really. I think he just,
No, he
I
knows what he
I
likes.
just
He likes Pixel.
yeah, and I'm whatever anybody wants to say, I'm still a Huawei guy.
Yeah.
I think their phones are awesome. Every Huawei I've had 3 or 4 of them, and I've loved every one of them. So it's just a shame,
See, I'm in the experimental stage, I think. I very much like my Pixel, and I won't let that go. But as you know, I switch up this one regularly. So let's see.
Afternoon, Mike, or evening. It would be evening for Mike's in the
Evening
chat.
for me, yep. In
Evening
the
for him,
UK.
yeah. Yep. Mike's in the chat, so thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. So yeah, I just again, and you got Motorola, and I forgot about that for like a budget option, but we've lost so many OEMs between HTC, LG, and it's just
Motorola decent.
I had a Moto. The only Moto phone I've ever owned was the I think it was the stylus, the Moto G stylus. I think it was the 2021 one, and I really liked it. The only thing that sucked was the camera was terrible.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the pictures.
I think the cameras are okay now, aren't they?
The pictures were okay. The video was just not very good at all. But other than that, I liked the chop. I liked the for the rotate for the camera. I like the chop for the light.
They still do that, don't they?
Yeah, and I still liked their software. I just thought it was nice and clean. It was nice Android, and there were some features added. I liked my Moto, and it had a great battery life. I got pretty good battery life out of that Moto G stylus. So,
do you know what I love? You turn it and it goes, "Hello,
Beer.
Moto."
Hello, Moto.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like the PlayStation. It's like the PlayStation 1 startup music.
Yeah.
You just hear it, you just go, yeah, I know.
So if you like, if you're into football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, the Champions League music as well sort of hits you.
So is there like
my team's not been in the Champions League for a few years.
On television, the music that when you're watching Champions League.
Yeah, before the game they plow it into the stadium as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's your homework. Look it up.
Yeah. Jimmy says I look super tired. I don't know why my eyes are. I'm not really tired. I don't know what's going on. My eyes are I feel like they aren't all the way open. I have no idea why. I just no, super tired. Oh, like dying tired. Okay, no. I'm okay. I was up early this morning. I have a. So people in the chat don't know. I mean, maybe people don't. I use a CPAP, little things, because I have apnea. So
apnea.
And
what's that?
Huh?
What's that?
You don't know what those are?
Say it again. What?
It's a CPAP. So it's a
CPAP.
So basically, I wear a thing that basically forces. I snore, but also have apnea. So I have a tendency to. The snoring actually causes me to stop breathing at night a little bit. Kind of like
that's what apnea is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sleep apnea. So I have that. I had it. Well, I guess I had it for years. And my buddy, who's a respiratory therapist, says, "Dude, you need to get a check just to make sure." I'm like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And I did. And then they were like, "Yeah, you need to have one." So I've been using it for about 4 or 5 years. And I got a new, like the nasal pillow thing, and it was irritating. So I haven't been sleeping well because I'm trying to adjust this new one, and I had to go back to using my old headset with the just nasal pillows because the new one I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was clogged, like congestion. I couldn't breathe out of my nose, and then it was it woke me up, and it was weird. So I maybe that's probably part of it.
See, I know what that's like because in the summer I suffer from hay fever.
Oh,
and when you wake up and you can't breathe out your nose, it's horrible.
Yeah, and I used to have allergies, but then they just stopped. And
they say you can sort of grow out of it. Can't
well,
you?
And they say people can get them too. So every so often, I used to have decent allergies in the early spring, and then they just stopped. A couple of years ago, I didn't have to take any hay fever medicine or anything.
Funny say, my wife actually last year got hay fever. So she's now got it.
Right. And I know that they say adjust. I think people every 7 years. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah. So yeah, I might be a little tired. But I mean, I feel fine. I just look terrible. He just says I look like shit. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. So how much
comment.
Not much. That actually I got the new thing on, was it Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. And yeah, I didn't sleep well. I haven't slept well last couple nights just because I'm adjusting to this thing. And then
Do you
of
track
course,
your sleep or anything?
no,
No. See, I track it with
no.
my Pixel Watch.
I've never had any kind of insomnia. I've never had a problem sleeping. Like, and it makes me fun. My wife hates it because I can like literally. I mean, I go to sleep in like 30 seconds. I lay down, I'm gone. And she goes, God, I can't stand you. I have to like toss and turn for like 10 minutes and get comfortable and lay. And your ass will just lay down. And as soon as I go look over, you're already out. She goes, I hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, so I've never had a sleeping problem as far as insomnia.
I don't sleep well.
But yeah, but the problem too is then the dogs, they get me up. They'll start to paw at the bed around 5 or 5:30. So then I get up, and then the other night I was awake. It's like, so I got a line and started reading. I actually worked on some work crap, so which I usually try not to work on the weekends, but I just had to catch up on some stuff. It's been busy the last couple of weeks at work, so. But yeah,
Just a random observation, Sam. If you didn't have that chair between you and the wall, you would just blend in.
Well, yeah, I know. I have my Bears shirt.
Bear shirt.
Well, because next week
someone's got to.
Bowl. Right, next week is the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I'll be watching. I really don't. I'm not.
See, I'd like to watch it, but it's a crazy time here in the UK.
Why?
What time is it?
It's like 11 o'clock, like midnight.
Yeah, it's late in that, isn't it?
It sucks, and it's weird. It always starts at the weirdest times. It starts at like 5:18 for some reason
because of adverts and that shit.
Yeah, like 5:13 or 5:06 p.m. It's just weird. Honestly, I don't really care this year. The last couple of years I haven't really cared about the Super Bowl because the teams that are in there I don't really care about. I just hope it's a good game. I think it will be a good game. I think if you're not a football fan, American football fan, this would be a good game to watch if you can.
Yeah, I should maybe give it a go.
I'm going for the Eagles only just because it's funny because I live in Missouri, Kansas City's in Missouri on the other side of the state. They would think I was naturally a Chiefs fan, and I'm not. And the reason why I'm not is very simple. Chiefs fans are insufferable. They just are. They're turning into the new Cowboy fans. It's just like, you guys have been good for 5 years, right? Until Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback, showed up, they were terrible. They weren't very good. And my buddy was a Chiefs fan for years in the 90s, and the Chiefs were not very good. It's funny how now they're really popular and they're really good, and they have an awesome quarterback, and they're fantastic. And they're very successful now. How all of a sudden, now you got these fans. Now everybody's a Chiefs fan now.
Yeah.
Really? Were you a Chiefs fan?
The fair weather fans. The fair weather bandwagons.
Fans. Yeah, they get on the bandwagon. And also they think that they've always been good, which is fine.
I don't know any of the history at all.
Yeah, the Chiefs were not very good, especially like the 90s and the early 2000s. And Scoop knows they weren't very good. And trust me, this is coming from a Bears fan, and the Bears haven't been good for probably 30 years. I mean, except for the Super Bowl in 2006 they went to. Bears haven't been very good, and I realize they're not very good. And so, but yeah, they're good now, and their quarterback is awesome. Patrick Mahomes is, I know Tom Brady just retired, right? That's probably a quarterback you've heard of. You know what Tom Brady is, right? You ever heard
of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he's retiring.
I
I will tell you that watching Patrick Mahomes play, he's incredible. Like he does shit that's not even like, what the hell, man? He literally
inhuman.
He won that game by himself. They had nobody. Guys are hurt. Their wide receivers were hurt. They had no offensive talent. And this guy basically just won this game by sheer force of will. It's insanity.
Some people can just, the way they read the game, it's same in like normal UK football.
Right.
UK football, it's not called UK football, you know what I mean? The way some people read the game is just, they're on another level. It's crazy.
Yeah, like Ronaldo or some of these other players like Wayne Rooney,
like Messi, the way he sees.
I'm just like, what? It's not even fair. They're playing against. It's like they're playing against teams like people with half the skill.
It's like the best chess players. They know the whole game before it's even played. Like there's different scenarios they're going to do.
Just players that are so much better than their competition, and who's the other guy? Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
He's wild. Like that dude's incredible. Like I was seeing some of the plays. I was watching like footballers, right? And trying to they had some Ronaldo stuff and some Messi stuff, some Henry stuff, and this Ibrahimovic. And these guys were like, holy shit. These guys are so good. It's like not even funny, man. They're like,
He is good.
they're very good. So
He knows it as well.
and then you sent me then what did you send me a video? Tell everybody what video you sent me on Instagram. I couldn't believe I got this video from you.
That was a baseball clip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was flipping awesome.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
How he caught that, I don't know.
Oh,
and then to have the mind to swing it out.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
Catching it is kind of like almost like a reaction because of the way you throw it when you come to
the to have the mind to then swing it out.
The play to first was incredible. Like, but we get those. It happens a lot. That hitting back up the box like that happens quite a bit. And I've seen guys get smoked. Oh God, yeah, I've seen guys get smoked. Do yourself a favor. YouTube, back up the box, or like that pitcher's getting pitchers like that same thing. You'll see shit that drives you crazy. It's like. I mean, the guys are like, the ball's right there. I mean, they hit it and then I've seen guys get hit in the face, guys get hit in the chest. Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah. It's real bad. So
that's why we're fans.
I was just very happy you sent me a video of baseball. That made me.
When I saw that, I was like, I had to send it to you. I was like, I thought of you straight away.
Sports IQ, absolutely. Yep, guys that they see like Wayne Gretzky and some of these other players in hockey, just players that saw plays develop before they developed, were able to anticipate play.
It's got to be part of their brain that they can access that we all can't. Yeah,
it's just the fact that there were players that, and in basketball, like players like Jordan and LeBron and Kobe and even older guys like Bill Russell and all these other players that were just, Bob Cousy, if that's a real old reference, right? That just played like they almost knew the play 30 seconds before it was happening. Like they could see the plays develop. They could see the strategies on where players need to be, where they should be, and making sure the ball or the puck or the play is there to facilitate. I mean, just you watch them and it's clearly obvious that they operate on a talent level that is just, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy good. And so I better answer Jimmy. Jimmy's getting upset. He wants to know about the Pixel Watch.
The Pixel Watch. Oh yeah.
So I haven't really pushed it because I don't do much exercise, as you can see. But I actually really like it. Really, really like it. I've actually used it, done a phone call on it. The speaker isn't amazing, but everyone on the other end says I sound very clear and it sounds like I'm on a normal phone.
My question, though, is somebody made a comment that because of the way the bezels, that you almost have to have a case or some kind of cover or whatever.
Well,
do you
I got a case on it straight away. I don't know if you can see there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an edge on it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's why Spigen, I think, is.
Because the way it's designed, it almost necessitates having some kind of like a cover or a case.
I'd say so. I wouldn't rock it without that, to be honest.
Okay.
One thing I will say, I like the strap design.
Is that the stock strap that came with that's the stock strap?
Yeah, strap that comes. I need to change it though because it really rubs. See how red that is.
Yeah, is it like silicone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. So
the thing is, I sleep. What I should do is get like a fabric one for night because I sleep track at night and then I charge it when I have a shower.
Yeah.
Battery life is so. Like as expected.
The rubber straps I get for this, my daughter got this for me. It's for my.
That's pretty jazzy.
My B-band. It's very jazzy, but it's that silicone. I don't like it, so I bought it's like paracord, like parachute cord.
Yeah. See, I think I need to get something more like that.
See, I
need to get a smart one as well.
I got that for my Mi Band, and then for my Galaxy Watch that I never really wear. It's like a mesh that basically has like it just straps.
Oh yeah, I like Milanese one. Yeah, I want to get one like that.
And then basically just like it's like magnet. It's great. Like this is great because these rubber straps. The one I had was okay. The black one was not too bad. But yeah, because I got the standard black one, and it's nice and broke in, right? It's a little, but this one is like, I mean, it's
stiff.
Like, yeah, it's a board, and I'm like, yeah.
That's your Raven strap.
Yeah, I don't think I would use the stock strap if I bought a Pixel Watch.
No, I've been lazy to be fair. Well, I stopped using it when I put my SIM into the Oppo. I stopped using it because I didn't want to factory reset it. And then when I went to Poland, I put my SIM back into the Pixel because I wanted to have that zoom and everything. So I started wearing it again now. But yeah, I need to change the strap definitely.
Well, apparently, Jimmy, Jimmy's getting upset. And yes, apparently anybody who has a Pixel Watch probably should if they don't. And they, like I said, I heard somebody make the comment that, and I don't remember it was on Twitter or whatever. He said that it basically you should, if you have a Pixel Watch and you want to keep it scratch free and don't have it all banged up, you should probably.
It's more than just a grip by a ring case. It's just a little case and it goes around the side like that.
Yeah.
But I wish I did get a screen protector because I have taken a nick in the front of it as well. I've got a little scratch in the front, which is no one will see it, but it annoys me.
So did you get the Bluetooth or the eSIM? I think the Bluetooth, right?
No, this is the LTE version, but I'm using it like a Bluetooth version.
Okay, so you
it might as well.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't. Yeah,
it came free with the Pixel.
Oh, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I just. And here we are again. We're going to start off the year. We got the S23 and all the other phones are going to come out, and it's just going to be another year of. I guess I'm tired of the commentary. I was listening to somebody else's stream, and it was a stream that was very critical of Samsung, which I agree. Samsung needs all the criticism. What are you doing?
I'm trying to show you my pit. That's what I love about it as well.
Yeah,
my lady's on there.
Yeah, and your daughter.
Yeah,
and I have that on my Galaxy Watch. I do actually on my. I used to have it on the Mi Band, but it's so small you can't really see it. So.
You got the newest one?
No, this is just.
Is it 7 now?
No, I just have the 6. My daughter has the 5. She took the 5. So
she were pretty cheap.
Yeah. See.
Nice.
Going to a ball. We're staying alive.
What hat are you wearing?
Huh? Cardinal hat.
Looks like an England hat.
We were going to the ball game. So and then, so that's that, and then the screensaver. Well, it used to be. I got rid of it. Was my dog, my Boston Terriers. So that's okay. So it's good. Yeah, it makes it look like a Fitbit Versa or a Sense, even though it's a circular. Yeah, with that little rinky case. Yeah, I get it. And honestly, I'm telling you, I would get a Pixel Band. That's what I would.
That's one thing that's
made a band,
annoying.
I would get that.
One thing is annoying. Obviously, once my 6 months are up, I have to pay for Fitbit, and also the integration isn't that great. So like, it doesn't auto track. If I was to run, which I never do, it would usually auto track. But like normally with my Galaxy Watch, if I did a longer walk, it tracks that walk. Whereas this tracks nothing. The
TT is in the chat. He's late and great.
Teacher, we were talking about Fun Touch earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about Fun Touch OS, and we thought about you. So have at it. Let me know how that works out for you. That's a really.
You never need to apologize for being late as well. We appreciate you coming anytime you come.
Absolutely, mate. And that shirt, it's really pretty.
Oh, thanks, man. What? Come on. What's your comment in your head?
Fitbit Premium. There you go. What about it? I guess they have an annual service for Fitbit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably get it just because. Why not?
Why not? I don't know. It's just I can't. Again, here we go. We're back in the cycle of S23 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna get it, get it. If you're not, if you're an Apple person, just get whatever the hell you want. Like, why do you got to shit in everybody's parade? It doesn't look this, and my phone takes better pictures, and Android sucks. I'm like, does anybody really care what you're buying? I mean, honestly, do you have people in your life that really are that flipped out about it? I can understand it. Like, why still are we doing this bullshit? I don't understand it.
Try to put this into perspective, though. Like, when I said to you, didn't I? When I went to Poland, one of my friends had an iPhone 11, and he's only just recently got it as his new phone.
Right.
The other one had an A52 S
or Galaxy,
and he didn't even know what. I said, "What have you got?" He goes, "I don't know." So I had to look in about phone. I knew it was a range, but yeah, A52 S. And then the other one had he was a younger lad, so he had a S21 Ultra. Okay. So he was probably more keen on having a more up-to-date device. But yeah, the others, they didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I just, if you're an iPhone guy or person and you want to use your iPhone, go for it. I mean, I like iPhones.
Yeah.
I don't own one as a personal device just because I like having some flexibility in the OEM. Like I like different kinds of phones, although I don't have a whole lot, but I like being able to use like a OnePlus or a Samsung or my Duo
or a
right?
Duo, yeah.
Or a Flip or a Fold. You know, I don't. I mean, I don't really care that much. And I've got a 10R. It's in the drawer upstairs now. Anna cracked the screen on it, so I'd have to get the screen replaced. But the thing is, I think I could buy an uncracked one for like $170. So I don't know about replacing the screen because it probably costs money probably about $150 to replace the screen. And
that's the thing.
Do I really want to replace it and not really use it?
Yeah.
Very often.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, probably not. It was a good phone. She liked it, and she has the 13 Pro Max. But I told her that was the last phone we're upgrading.
So 13 Pro Max, that's got a better battery life than the 14 Pro Max, right? From what I've heard.
So yeah, I mean, people seem to like the 13 Pro Max battery life, and also just the phone in general. And I don't know if that's really an eSIM thing. It's probably a little bit of an eSIM.
Probably partly driven by that, yeah.
But yeah,
eSIMs suck. Honestly, eSIMs suck. I get so many issues at work with eSIMs.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if they can get that lined out, but there's always going to be, and that's what Apple chose to do, and they sold tons of them. So, and I guess that's why the comparisons I think are they fall short because everybody's trying to compare Apple to Samsung or Apple to Google, and I don't think we can compare them anymore. Maybe 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, you could. But it doesn't matter. Apple could literally do whatever they want with that phone. From a design, put in dynamic island, put in eSIM, remove the headphone jack, take out all the chargers, take out all the cases.
Yeah, sadly, they will still sell.
And they'll sell millions of them because iPhone users are okay, apparently, with just that compromise. They're okay with Apple because what's their alternative? Go to Android? That's not happening. For one, they don't want to learn a new phone OS, it's not that much different, I don't think now. I think iOS and Android are about as close as they've ever been. But it's also because it's an iPhone and they're iPhone users and they have a Mac and it's all integrated. I want to say it's ecosystem. I know that's a thing. However, I think it's really a social thing now. I think it's becoming almost more of a social thing.
Really is.
Yeah,
Sam, hits the nail on the head. I watched a video, right? And the guy presenting goes, right, if there's a guy who's 10 out of 10, but he takes an Android phone out of his pocket, would you still date him? And the vast majority of the women are like, oh, hell no. It was ridiculous. Purely.
And it seems younger people, and I get it. It's fine.
That's the thing. Some of these women weren't that young. And they're like, oh, no.
It's like that. It's that, what do they call it? It's like a herd mentality, right? So they all do it. So now everybody does it. It's whatever. I mean, honestly, and I know they say that, but honestly, I don't really think they're truthful. I think that's a little bit kind of inflated. I don't think they would not date a person, or if they really liked a guy, if he's using a Pixel, I honestly don't think that they're going to stop dating him because of that. And if they do,
especially if he's got one guy,
it seems to be kind of a silly thing to filter out a person based on the phone they use.
Yeah,
that's whatever. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to date anymore because I would be terrible at it. And if that was the way, if a woman actually said to me, I'd like to date you and you're like nice and you have a good job and you seem nice and funny and you're good looking, but I just can't rock with you because you have an Android, I'd probably laugh at her. I'd be like, you got to be kidding me, right? Is that really?
You could be like, well, my work phone's an iPhone.
I have an iPhone, yeah. But then in my case, it's like, but do I really want to make that concession and say, okay, I'd like to continue to date you, even though you're silly like that, but I have an iPhone, so are we still cool? Like if I
liked your first answer. I would just laugh at her.
Is that fair? Is that enough? If I have one in my drawer, or if I use one for work, which I don't have a choice, right? I don't know. I
don't mind iPhones. I just hate the SE.
Yeah, a lot of people like the SE. I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
I hate it.
What's the eSIM? I just don't think it's. I think there's a lot of technical problems with eSIMs. I think people are running into a lot of issues. Whereas if you have a physical SIM, it almost always works.
So you need to SIM swap. Easy, bang, done.
eSIM, I know some people said it's been pretty seamless, right? And then other people said it's been like hours or even days before it registered or flipped, or and if you're a person who uses a phone and you keep it for 3 or 4 years and you don't change it very often, like if you have an iPhone 14 and you're going to keep it, like my wife, if the SIM was set up, the eSIM was set up, she'd be fine because she's going to use that 12 she has a 12, so she's going to use that for about 3 or 4 years. She doesn't care about it. But for people who switch a lot, like for the creators and stuff, yeah, that's
If you lose your phone as well, it's so many things. It just messes it up.
okay. See, there's a chat going on in the chat. Xperia 1.5.
I haven't looked at any rumors yet.
I don't know. I'm sure there's something going on. So articles that
actually, I did hear one thing that it's going to come out earlier this year. That's what I heard.
Did you see the articles? I think it was like hi. I said deleting TikTok. Well, again, that's one of those things where TikTok, the people have made the argument, which is true. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Is it's a Chinese company, right, who owns TikTok, and they're using it to mine data for the Chinese government. I've heard that. I had a Huawei, and somebody stopped me and goes, "Is that one of those Huawei phones?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why would you use that?" I said, I don't know, because I just do. Aren't you concerned about? I was like, no, not particularly. Yeah, it's ByteDance, and that's the name of the company. So
ByteDance.
It's I don't know. I guess I'd rather just be unaware about it.
Yeah.
But I think the Sonys are nice. I wish that you could get a Sony through a carrier here in the United States.
Can you not at all?
They do sell them at Best Buy. I've seen they sell Xperias. Yeah, I
really enjoyed the 1 Mark IV. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really I thought I saw somewhere where they were selling the Pro I, but it was like way less than the 1 Mark IV by hundreds of dollars less. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Other than the main camera lens, as an actual phone functionality, I think the 1 Mark IV suits more people.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, like I said,
yeah.
I think it seemed like that phone was really, really focused on the camera.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
But I mean, as a phone, I mean, it still should work, right? I mean, it still does.
Oh no, yeah, it's still a great phone.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're looking, I mean, if I was going to get into that market, yeah, like see Sony. I'm trying to think here what they. Yeah, they're selling the Pro I at Best Buy for $10.99. And that's it. It's the only phone. It looks like they're. Yeah.
See the Pro I.
Yeah, the Pro I.
Pro 2.
And it was it's 700 off, so it was $1,800.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not bad discount.
No, not at all. So, but yeah, I like Xperias. I think they're fine. I just, and Motorola. I think Jermaine said he's got a 30 Edge or 30 Ultra. I can't remember what he said he had.
Jermaine's got all sorts.
Yeah, and I like Moto phones.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I wouldn't mind trying one. So I hear good things about them.
So and you got the OnePlus 11 coming out, so that looks pretty nice. That looks pretty cool.
Ted Salmon loves Moto, didn't he?
Yeah.
On the phone,
OnePlus 11's coming out, so that looks nice.
Yeah, that looks nice.
And they're not going. I guess that's the only phone, right? They're not going to be making a Pro. They say they're not making a Pro version of it. I had an N200. It was fine. It just was a little slow. But you can get that for $100.
Well, the software is pretty much the same as the Oppo now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've quite enjoyed the Oppo, so probably would enjoy the OnePlus.
Yeah. I mean, you get a OnePlus 10T, $400, $500 with activation. Yeah, they're selling it. I mean, you can. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's just silliness. It's like buy what you want to buy, and but basically saying stuff. Yeah, the Fusion and the Ultra. Okay. Yeah. OnePlus, no clue what you're talking about. Right. Everybody who wants to hate on OnePlus who's never owned one. Again, it's the same people that would hate on the Duo that never owned it just because people said the Duo sucks. So if it sucks, then I clearly don't like it. Okay, well, it doesn't suck. Is it the greatest camera? No. Is the software as polished as other devices? No. But
where's the but?
you can't do that.
It's a beautiful device as well.
I'm telling you, man,
yeah.
Hardware wise, I will state, to me personally, this is a me thing, so it's very subjective. Hardware wise, this is the best hardware design of any mobile device, period.
I don't multitasking as well. Multitasking, that is a beast, isn't it?
And like I said, I have phones. I've had all sorts of, like, had Oppos, and I've had even the Flippy Dippy, right? Which I still get. But when I go out in public with this, literally everywhere I go, I get somebody to say, "Holy cow, what is that?" Like it. I mean, I'll just open it up. And one day I was just minding my own business. I was actually just I was multitasking. I was reading an article and I was looking at sports scores on the other side, and I swear to God, people. I had this lady like looking at me. I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What is that? One of those fold things?" I go, "No, it's." I showed her it's two different screens, and she's like, "Holy cow! It's just that's incredible! Like I never seen such a thing." Cool. I go, "Yeah," and she said, "Can I see it?" So I closed it up and handed it to her, and she was just looking like she was doing one of these kind of things. She's like, she goes, I don't want to break it. I'm like, "Oh, you're not going to break it just by opening. That's fine." But she's like, "Man, that is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen when it comes to is it a phone?" I go, "Yeah, it takes phone calls, but you can do this." And it becomes an automatic conversation starter with people.
Yeah, it would do.
And if you're a tech person, if you're an enthusiast and you're a person who's just like, it's like, why would you shit on it? Because it's not a Galaxy. And how thin it is
as well. How thin it is.
Yeah, it's not a Galaxy. No. Is it not an iPhone? No, it's not. But
what the hell is it then?
It's nothing. Oh, the engineer. He's in the chat. Barry Johnson. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it, sir.
I wonder if he's got an X90 Pro. I'm pretty sure he has.
I thought he did.
I'm sure he has.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
No, he has. I've seen that. I saw an image.
Hope Barry's doing well. Yeah, I wasn't able to. I was busy and I missed the stream. I haven't actually seen Barry in a stream or two. It's just because I've been busy. So hope he's doing well, and hope everybody's doing well here on. I know their channels. I know. I think our buddy Dan. I think he's at 850 subs. So he's getting close to he's close to 1,000. So he's doing well, and
my bad. Barry's got the Pro Plus.
Oh, he's got the super.
He's got the.
Now, I guess my question is, I guess he would get it from GizTop, right? That's where you would get it.
Yeah, it's China exclusive, that one.
Yeah. Oh, GizTop is so dangerous to me.
But that has a Snapdragon chip. That has a Snapdragon chipset, whereas the other one has Dimensity.
Dimensity? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, GizTop, dude. That could be a very dangerous website for a person like me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Dude, the Pro Plus is.
There's one called Wonder Mobile as well. I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
I guess it looks like vegan leather on the back. Yeah. Is that what it is? Oh man.
Barry, you got the red or the black?
I thought he had the red one.
He's got the red. Yeah. That looks. I actually like the look of the red.
Yeah, GizTop. That's what he says. Yeah, dude, this website would. I'm glad I don't have a lot of liquid cash on hand. And the fact that any phone I get off here probably won't work on AT&T because this could be deadly for a person like me. I would basically get some shit. But yeah, even the Xiaomi the 13. The Xiaomi 13.
That's good. Just quickly, Sam, how's your crease on your Flippy Dippy?
The crease, it hasn't gotten worse.
No.
I've always noticed it, and honestly, I would like to say that it doesn't bother me, but sometimes it does. It's not all the time.
So was it the screen protector's lifting?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, no.
You're doing all right.
Honestly, I haven't had any.
You got 6 months yet?
Yeah, I think so. About 6 months. Yeah.
Oh, he's got some 6 months.
But I don't daily this all the time.
Jermaine, we said that last time we spoke. Actually, yeah.
All have vegan leather. Yeah, dude, that Vivo is legit. Like I like that device. I think it looks sharp. And like I had the Mi 11 I had the vegan leather back on it, and it was cool. Like it was really, really cool. That's the reason why I like Android. It's because I have the choice of OEM.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I like. I have all the choices. There are flips and there are folds and there are different backs and there are different manufacturers and there are different approaches to Android. I like that. Now, for other people who don't really care about it, and I'm sorry, I think the Red Magic is just an ugly looking phone.
Yeah, gamers' phones
It's a
are.
gaming phone, which I don't game. But
They
I mean, I'm
are
just saying if you
not
want to
the
buy
best
one,
looking.
cool. But this Red Magic 8, okay. It's a gaming phone.
It's a good device though.
It's a
For
great
the
device, but
price.
I just think it's ugly.
Yeah. See,
It's not.
some people will look at that, like Matt would look at that and be like, "Oh, that's
Oh
beautiful."
Jesus, Matt probably. I'm surprised he doesn't already have one. But
Yeah. So yeah, it's caters for all different people.
yeah, I just don't find it to be an attractive looking handset. But I mean, if you're a gamer, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd like to get the Oppo Find 2N, and I'd like to try the Xiaomi Fold and all these other devices. But it's just
Well, there might be a fold that you can try this year.
the Pixel Fold. I hope.
Hopefully.
I'm hoping. I don't know. Like I said, I like to see it. Although it's going to be first generation of any device they make, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I did enough of the first generation with the Duo and the Duo 2 kind of thing. I'm on the right. So you got 4 of these.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I should try a Duo.
If it was right now, if it was between, it really just depends on when they come out, right? So Duo 3, Fold 5, Pixel. Let's say they were all out today. I'd have to look at them, but honestly, unless the Duo can really make the software work with one continuous screen, because part of the reason why I like having the Duo is the 2 screens, so you have 2 different. The way it multitasks is different than the Fold. But I'd have to wait and see. But right now, I mean, obviously the Duo 3 would be definitely got my interest, but
is it definitely happening, Duo 3?
Yeah, it won't be this year though. It'll be 20.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not this year though. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 24, which is fine. Yeah, it's probably if I would, I'll have to look and see. But honestly, if I were going to be dipping into a full-time market where I wanted to have a foldable that I knew had the engineering chops and some versions behind it, I would get the Fold 5 before I would get a Fold. Not because I don't like the Pixel, but
yeah.
I've been in that boat where I've been a beta tester for a folding device, and there are some growing pains, and I'm really kind of concerned about, not that I don't think Google could do the job, but their first versions of anything like cars, right? I know they got the new Mustang coming out in 24. I would never buy a 24 Mustang just because it's the first generation of a redesign. There's bound to be some design issues and some failure and that kind of thing. I'd like to see it refined a bit.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's not good to be a beta tester, is it?
Well, not for the money you're spending.
Beta tester.
I mean, some of those cars are, it's a car. Some of those cars are expensive. So, yeah, I just we'll have to wait and see. I'd like to see. I can't wait to see the design of the Fold. And we will. We'll have to wait. We won't have to wait for the event. we'll already see every design possible, and it'll look exactly like everything.
For me, there's 2 things. The software experience needs to be special, because that's what Google's meant to be best at, right?
Right.
So they need to make that special, and I want to see decent cameras on it, because too many of the Folds drop the cameras quality, and it's just like, oh, it's so frustrating. You're paying all that money.
And I think with Pixel, because its calling card has been the camera software and the computational, I don't think Google's going to allow that to happen. I think they're really going to try to make sure that camera experience is close to like a Pixel 7 or a Pixel 8. As it's non-foldable. That should be the first thing on their mind, because that's one of the draws of Pixel. Not only does it have all the the feature sets, right, but the camera chops. I would think they would want to make sure they would really highlight and emphasize that in a foldable device.
So I've not tried a tablet with Android L yet.
Oh, apparently the Pixel Watch is October. Yeah. Again, I'm not getting a Pixel Watch because I'm not getting any watch. I want a band. I would like to see a Pixel band. I don't need a watch. I mean, I don't know about you, but I guess that's a good question for you is, could you use like a Mi 6 or Mi Band 7 and be okay with it?
Me?
Or do you need to have a watch that has apps and phone capability and GPS and all the other kind of stuff?
Good question. For the majority of the time, probably a Mi Band would be fine.
Okay.
But I do like I had my phone in my pocket. I was doing some work on my back office computer,
Mhm.
and someone from the shop floor called me, and I
So
quickly answered
you
it
just took the
on my
call
watch.
on your
Yeah,
watch. Yeah.
so it suited that scenario. But I mean, that don't come up often.
Right. And
But
that's
it's
the thing
nice to
I
have
would say.
that as an option.
That's the
And
thing
that's
I
and
would
that's when
say.
I randomly asked. I said, "Oh, how did I sound, by the way?" And they said, "Oh, he's like normal." I said, "I'm on my watch." She was quite surprised.
Yeah, I don't think yeah, I think the watch when I use the and I have a Galaxy Watch 3, I think when I've taken audio, obviously listening to it's hard because it's quiet, and also it's weird because it's like it kind of reminds me of the people that take like speakerphone calls in public.
Oh yeah.
I'm
That's the
like,
thing.
yeah, I don't
There's
know if
only
I
a few use cases like I was in my office on my own.
right.
I wouldn't rock it
But
down the
they
street.
said that
Hello.
I sounded fine and I didn't have to hold it
Mm,
like this. I mean, I held it kind of lower and they said I sounded fine. So the speakers, as far as capturing audio sound, the
good.
microphones sound pretty good. And anybody I said,
Even to the point, when I'm on my bus home and if it's quite packed, I won't answer my phone because I just hate having a phone call with loads of people around. It's just
right. Well, next time you're on the bus, I'll call you. Go, hey, did your anal cream come in? Don't you or
I put
didn't
it
you
on
order that stuff
loudspeaker.
for your
Yeah,
hemorrhoids? Oh, dude, and just turn it up as loud as you can. And you go,
yeah.
hey man, are you still good on that? Your chafing or your scrotum chafing? Is that still
And I
happening?
can start
You should get it.
scratching. Like,
You should
no.
get it. And then start, yeah, now that you mention it, and you're just sitting there scratching, people are like, what the fuck is happening, right? Especially
Joe, if I haven't got a seat, I'll text you and say, "Oh, drop me a call," and then hopefully someone will move and I'll get a seat.
oh yeah, they'll clear out. I would move away from you.
It's a good strategy.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to help you out, trying to find a seat on your bus.
Yeah,
On the bus
I'll
ride.
take the embarrassment for a seat.
Oh hell, who cares? I mean, unless now the problem is do you see the same sets of people all the time because they take the same
Probably,
bus
but I
route?
don't pay attention, so it don't matter.
Oh God, that I would pay attention. It would drive me crazy.
I'm either like sitting
Not
there doing
badly,
work,
but I pay
or
attention to people. If I saw the same groups of people, if I rode the same bus line back and forth every day, I would assume that you would see the same folks, right?
must be some of them are the same, but yeah, I don't care. It's all good. I play Football Manager on the bus. Great games, pastime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the only game I play on my phone is Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys. I've not heard of that.
It's
What does it involve?
it's just like a trailer park. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Look, it's I don't even know
What would you do? What do you?
it's got like trailers, and then you got like it's like one of those time games where you like have users and you get money and you upgrade the trailers and they have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's again, if you saw the show, if you watched the TV show, then it would make more sense to you.
Do you know what I loved? I used to play Age of Empires.
I never could get into that game.
You never got into that? I liked Civilization.
Oh, Civ. Now the game I played was a game called 1503 AD.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like kind of like that, and there was a 1602. Yeah, it was cool. Like that game I got into. I like that game on my computer. And then I was playing a game for a while called Township. It was like a little city building, kind of like
I've heard of that one as well.
It was pretty fun. I just don't play it very often.
Township,
anymore.
that's on your phone, right?
Yeah, it's on mobile.
Oh yeah. These were on PC, the ones I'm talking about.
Right, yeah. I think it's 1603 AD, I think is what it's called. I think they had a sequel called, or is 1503 and 1604? I can't remember. Let's see. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Tell you what game I used to love? Theme Hospital.
Oh yeah. It's called and of course, I guess across the world it's called Anno, like year 1503.
I know.
But that's what it was called, 1503 AD. And then they had another version called, I think it was 1602, 1701, and then they all have other games. So I like that. I used to play that game like crazy back in the day. And then another game that I played that I still cannot understand why I never got a remake is a game called Populous.
I've heard of that as well.
Yeah, you have like building civilizations and you're like a god and you move the lands up and down and you try
up
to
and down. I had that on a console.
I had it on my
I think I had a Master System or something.
Yeah, it was on Sega Genesis. And then I also had it on a computer, old PC that had the game. And I used to play the shit out of that game.
Very basic game, wasn't it? But
very basic game. And then the levels got harder. So you basically had to make the land flat so your people would grow and build buildings and that kind of thing. And then you would have to like get enough mana, and then you could do like earthquakes and you could do like floods, and then at the end of the game, when you got enough, you would have Armageddon, where basically everybody came in the middle and just fought it out for the end. It was cool, but they had different levels that got a lot harder. They were more difficulty as far as terrain management. It was pretty cool. I used to like that game. I thought, man, if any game deserved a sequel on a more modern
Populous
console,
2
would be that. Plus, especially now with online, you could play against people like real time. That would be pretty cool, especially since StarCraft's so good. Black and White was fun. Yeah.
See, simple games like Worms, a great game.
Another game I used to like, and it was a chess game called Archon.
Archon, a chess game.
Yeah, it was like chess, but you fought for the square.
Oh, okay.
So
did you ever play battle chess?
Yeah, battle chess. Yeah, basically, yeah. But basically, Archon was basically like so they had white and black, and they had middle squares, and basically you had little characters, and they would fight. Basically, so you didn't just win the square by taking the square; you actually had a battle in a little arena.
Oh, so you'd do the move, and then you'd have to battle.
Yeah, you'd move it, and then you would battle that character, and they had like knights.
Another layer to chess.
Yeah, and of course it would be a strategy because the board would go from light all the way dark, and based on the level, you had more. So if you were a white on a white square, so it wasn't just playing chess; it was by being on the white squares to identify, and playing the. But you could still beat a player if you're a dark player, as long as you were good at it. You could even beat him with all the power. It was cool. That was a fun game too. Just games were more fun back then. It didn't require a lot of. It was no online component. You just played games. It was fun, and you played for an hour or half an hour, and then you were done. And then Jimmy, have a good week, sir. Hydrate well. Take care of yourself. Enjoy.
Always a pleasure having you in here, Jimmy.
We appreciate you as always. And actually, we're at an hour a minute, so we've had a pretty good show. So
I feel like I've talked about games, like board games, for ages.
Oh, and I think we probably need to is have just a discussion about just gaming and games in general. Just because I'm old, like I said, I have an Intellivision. It's still downstairs. It still works. I played Burger Time.
Sam, did you play that game I made that time?
What game?
Jermaine played that card game I made online.
I think I did a couple times. Yeah.
Oh,
so it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't exactly Last of Us, which I don't understand. I tried to play that game. I couldn't get into it. I know everybody says it's a really great game. I couldn't get into it.
TV show's meant to be awesome, though. Have you watched that?
Well, I mean, that could be a TV show without the game, though. But I mean, the game itself, I was like, yeah, it's enjoyable, but I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we should have a game. We should have a show dedicated just on. Fuck you, man. I swear, T2. As a lead developer on Pong. Yeah, that's right. I wish. I wish I'd be a lot more wealthy than I am, actually. I had the original Pong that actually hooked to the TV with a little paddle on those little box. Yeah.
And beer pong.
You could drink if you were playing Pong. That probably would work okay. But no, it's all good. So yeah, I was not the lead developer. I wish I was, though, because I'm not rich.
You can't take credit for that.
No, unfortunately, no. I wasn't around. I was around when Pong was a thing, so I guess he's half right. I mean, I guess I am that old, but yeah. I mean, so and just all the days of I had a Sega Saturn, right, and I had a Genesis and a Sega Master System. Then
did you have an Atari?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Atari.
I had the nice one. I had my mom went to Radio Shack back when they were Radio Shacks, and the one that had like wood grain color. It wasn't the black one. It was the wood grain.
Yeah, my dad had that.
Yeah, and it had the little paddle so we could play Pong. All right. I had an Atari. My buddy had an Atari 5200. So that was the nicer version of it. And then there was an Atari.
Like the silver, had like a silver bit on it.
I thought it was mostly black. So I don't know if they came up
like
with,
a silver.
Atari made like a computer, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like the 1600. I can't remember. It was like more like a computer. And then my other friend had got an Atari Lynx, that little handheld that used it was called the Atari 1600.
I need to get an Atari T-shirt. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. My dad had one.
And then he had the Lynx, and it ran on I think 4 or 6 AA batteries, and it would die in like 3 hours.
Oh, awesome battery!
Oh, terrible battery life, but it was cool because it was like a handheld that had little Lynx cartridges too. It was incredible, right? And then I had a Commodore 64 and a Commodore 128 computer. That was my first computer when I was a kid. And yeah, man, it was cool. Yeah, now I never had a Jaguar, but yeah, it was cool. I had a lot of fun with the Atari 800, dude. Back in the day, man, you were hot stuff. If you had one of those, the 1200, oh, dude, yeah, the Atari 800
Centipede. Centipede was a good game.
Yeah, Centipede, Cubert.
Yeah, all very basic games, but like,
yeah,
you could play for hours.
Yeah, and then it didn't cost any money. So, and then that was before you had arcades, right? Because now games have come out and as advanced they are. I mean, they pretty much killed the arcade market. There's no such thing as a video game arcade anymore. You don't need.
You know what game I remember? The basic boxing game, right? And all you had was a head and 2 arms, and you like.
The boxing game. Yeah, my favorite game on the Nintendo was Ring King. That was my favorite because you could level up your fighter.
Did you just say that? Deech is still in the chat.
Yeah, I know. Ring King. Yeah, I know. That's okay.
Fun touch.
He just loves it. Michael Peppertech, he's in the chat. He's lurking. I didn't know he was in there. I was watching his stream the other night too. He had a guest on. It was really, really good. They were talking.
And he was on with
I think it was Ike. Ike Talks Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking cameras, and then they lost me because him and Ike are having such a highbrow conversation about camera tech, and I glazed over. Like, I don't know anything about cameras other than they take pictures. So it was a good show though.
That's a bit like me when I hear you talking about cars. I'm like,
yeah. Sorry, you had unreleased games. It was oh man, yeah, that'd be cool having your dad or somebody working at NASA and had games made for Atari. That would be. When I was a kid,
wow.
If you had an Atari, you were like the man. Like, you were like a baller, or they were expensive back in the day. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I remember getting it for Christmas.
Hours of fun.
I think it was 1982. I got my first Atari. I was 7 years old for Christmas, and it was awesome, man. It came with Combat. I had Combat, and then I had I actually did have ET. I did play that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did play that. I think I beat it. As a matter of fact, it was a terrible game, but
his neck could go like really long on it.
Yeah, I liked the game, but and I had Adventure. That was always one of my favorite games with that little castle game. You had the little key and the dragon would chase you. Some of that stuff is so funny. I look back on it now. I showed my daughter. She's like, Jesus Christ, Dad, this is ridiculous.
Probably get.
I go, I know, but it was like
new versions of them on mobile, easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was another game, and I'll finish this because we're definitely gonna have a show about just gaming.
Yeah, gaming. Because Andrew wants to come on that, our captain.
Yeah, Captain Andrew wants to come on, so we'll have him on. But I had a game. It was for, I think it was for Intellivision. It was called Microsurgeon. So you start out, you had a body, right, and you had to like go around and fly around, like throw aspirin at things, and they had infections. And you had to like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it was by a company called iMagic. Was the name of the was the developer of the game. And it was called Microsurgeon. And I'm like, it was such a cool idea. Basically, you went around this body, you just try to get rid of infections before the patient died. Is basically what it was.
So there's a lot of strategy for it.
Not really, but it was hard. And so I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something here. Do
you ever play Dungeon Keeper?
I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Sam, do you ever play Dungeon Keeper? That was awesome.
Dungeon Keeper, no.
Oh,
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see.
Oh wow! It's the first, guys.
This is the first. I actually didn't know I could do this. So this was the game. It was called Microsurgeon by a company called iMagic, and this was like the jam. When I was a kid, this was the coolest game ever.
I should make that the thumbnail.
Yeah, it was cool. This is a game that I thought they absolutely had to like you ultrasonic rays, antibiotics, aspirin. You had to like attack. And then you would like basically go up the body, and then you would like try to like go through the major arteries to move faster, and basically just attack and try to bring somebody from terminal to good. You probably just had to fix all these.
Do you like the immune system?
Yeah, and then like they had clogged arteries, so you had to like shoot some of the clogs away, so they would have, and you would start from terminal to good. So they would start like critical, terminal, stable, and then good. And once they were good, then you'd have multiple systems failing at the same time. So you had to kind of like do a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. And it was a fun little game, and I can't imagine why they couldn't remake this because it would be so cool.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah,
I'm intrigued. You got me hooked. I need to try it.
It was kind of a neat game. And Tech Boys in the chat, Tech News and Reviews. Hello, hi Barry. So yeah, and DT was minus 15 years old. He was
minus 15.
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think that's how math works when it comes to age, but okay, well we'll let it go because it is a DT. So we'll let it go.
He's smarter than us, so he's probably right.
Very smart. So yeah, we did that. I didn't know we could do that, so I want to test it out here on the stream. So
I can't from my end.
Yeah. So we'll get the captain on the show, and we'll talk gaming and just games and retro gaming and all sorts of other kind of cool stuff. So it'd be cool.
Right. The one thing we haven't said yet, the new slogan for our sponsor: "Skin your shit."
Yeah, skin your shit. Extremeskins.co.uk. If you like skins, if you don't like skins, if you have a color of a phone that you really don't like and you'd like to change that color and you want to maybe protect it at the same time, go check them out. They have a great website, fantastic customer support, and affordable. Lots of colors. Personally, I like the Yakuza. I kind of like that design.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of cool designs.
Dalivon's got the Yakuza.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It looks really good on a Duo. I had it before my Duo. It was really, really cool. So check them out. Extremeskins.co.uk.
You won't regret it.
And Jermaine doesn't want to skin his shit because Jermaine just wants to be a stick in the mud. Why you got to be so? Expand your horizons, Jermaine. It's okay. Just you live a little bit. It's okay.
He wants his shit to be natural.
I don't know what kind of shit he wants to skin though. That's the problem. We have to qualify that with some context. I don't really know what Jermaine's really. We're talking about phones and consoles and stuff like that. Not your actual shit. We don't want you to skin that.
Well, you can if you want.
You could if you wanted to. It'd be a little awkward and weird. He'll just flush. Okay, he was talking about literal shit. Okay, good. So yeah, skin your shit. Check them out at extremeskins.co.uk. It's our channel sponsor. We love those guys and gals that work over there. Check them out. And if you want coupons, you can go to Matt, Purposely Gaming. It's another friend of the show. Go check out his channel. He Twitch streams and stuff like that and shoots people for a living. Well, little digital people. They're not really people. But, check them out. And they usually have 50% off codes and that kind of thing. And get yourself a couple of skins. And everybody we've seen that's actually wants their website, bought something from it, has been really, really impressed with the quality and with their color choices. And quick shipping, even though they're in the UK. And apparently the Royal Mail thing, did it ever get solved where Royal Mail's back to good, or are they still all fucked up?
I don't know. I lose track. Everyone's striking all over the place.
Right. So the only problem is Royal Mail might be a little weird. But if they're moving pretty good, even though they're in the UK, they'll get it to you here, even in the States. They're usually pretty good. They take care of us, and they're fans of the show, and we're fans of their product. So go check them out. Extremeskins.co.uk. And that'll be it. Well, mail generally in the UK shit. It's funny because it's not a very big country. You would think that the mail service would be pretty good.
We don't deal with things well. If it snows, bloody hell, everything just stops.
Really? I thought it would. Yeah. It snows a lot in the UK, doesn't it? Generally?
No, not that much. Not that much. But when it does, we're fucked. We can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Hey,
the man
Dan.
in chat.
Late, but always great.
The
man,
awesome.
Dan.
Dan is our man. We love him. And he's got a channel. Like I said, go make a subscription. He's at 850. I think he said he was 850 or 850.
It's very close.
Let's see if we can get him. Let's see him get over the hump and get him over 1,000. So we will never have 1,000 of anything ever, which is fine.
Yeah, we might.
No, probably not. But anyway, that's okay because we just enjoyed coming to you every Sunday and occasionally a Saturday, depending on the guest. And again, we're going to try to see if we can get some guests on here because it's been.
We need to get a teacher on.
We need to get a DT on.
We need to sort out. I'll chat to the teacher.
And we need to get DT on, and then we need to reach out and see if we can get Techspert.
Techspert.
I need to reach out to Chris and see what's going on. We did reach out to him, and he was very busy with all the coverage and everything like that. So I'm going to reach out to him maybe, and we can see if we can get him on. And I'd like to see. I know this is a long shot. I'd love to see if we can get Steve Litchfield on. That would be awesome.
Yeah, or Ted Salmon, or both.
Or either one. Both would be fantastic. But Steve would be fantastic. He's a big fan of him. And the other person I'm a big fan of is Miriam Jouar. I love her. I love her. Her podcast is fantastic. I've been a fan of hers for years. So we'll try to see if we can start getting some creators.
What's
out
that?
there.
Everyone wants Lenny Bonds to come on. Yeah, that would be good as
We
well.
would like to have the boss on, but that's up to Lenny. It's his thing. We'd like to have Lenny on.
No pressure, Lenny.
No pressure. We're not calling you out or anything, and we're not calling you out.
No, we're not calling you out, Lenny.
Absolutely. So we'll see, but we're gonna try to see if we can start getting some regular guests on, but see if we can try to see if we can get some I guess bigger name folks on. I mean, worst case scenario, they tell us to bugger off, and we will. Because
I like anyone to come on. I don't care.
Right, but we'd like to see if we can get some other. I mean, and we'll reach out to some people and see what we can do, and absolutely, yeah, get cigars and whiskey when the boss man's a guest. Absolutely, we got to take care of our boss. Lenny's good people, and
I'll smoke my e-cigar that I've got.
Sure, I don't have any of those kinds of things, so I'll just have to live vicariously through Lenny Bonds and Joe Hickey. So that's it. And speaking of people who are great folks, we really appreciate everybody in the chat and taking time on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
Again, you guys every Sunday decide to come and spend even a few minutes of your time, or if you're late or miss the show, we realize that that's okay. Life happens and we're okay with that. But we really appreciate everybody taking time to download the podcast, listen to the show offline, participate in the chats. You guys are always awesome. And we really and also remember, the super chats are fantastic, but they will never be, and we'll never charge for the show, and there will never be gatekeeping that way. And if you guys decide to kick us a few euros or pounds or dollars, that's totally awesome. And we love you guys, and we never have to worry about you guys having to pay. So always be free. And we always appreciate everybody stopping by and spending some time with us. It's really, it's honestly, it's really fantastic.
Yeah, your time means more than anything.
Well, that's all you have really in life, right? Your health and your time. That's really all you have. And you're willing to spend some time with us on a Sunday when you have family commitments and just listen to our babbling silliness that we like to put on here every Sunday. We appreciate that. So for Joe and myself, I want to let everybody know that we really appreciate you guys taking your time and listening to it and download the show. And if you have people that would like to maybe be interested in listening to the show, send it to them. And then they'll laugh at you and go, who the fuck are these two idiots? And then maybe they might look at you a little weird, but they probably already look at you a little weird anyway, because you're fans of the show. So you already
they might find us that weird. They find us funny. Who knows?
Well, I hope they find us something, because I mean, we got to have some reason why they would want
funny looking.
So, yeah, well, that's understood. That's just kind of the way it is. So that's going to be our show. We're at 1 hour 17 minutes. So we've kind of went over a little bit longer than we wanted to. But again, for Barry and Aditi and Jermaine and Dan and Jimmy and everybody decided to show up in the chat, and the boss came through. We really appreciate you taking your time. We'll be back next Sunday. I don't know about a guest. We don't have anything lined up, but and then I've got some stuff going on during the week. May or may not need a knee replacement.
Oh shit!
But just a kneecap. It's a
kneecap.
long story. Yeah, apparently they can replace a kneecap.
We didn't get into that, Sam. Why didn't we get into that? We can
get into that next week.
We need to. Yeah. What time?
It's just
do we know?
Long, probably in April, maybe.
No, I mean, what time next week?
Next week, probably 3 or so. I don't know. It depends. We got the Super Bowl, so maybe 1 o'clock. That probably more appropriate. So let's shoot for 1 o'clock. Let's shoot for 1 o'clock.
7 p.m. 1 o'clock.
7.
Yeah.
So next week the show will be at 1 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. GMT. So
GMT.
Mark your calendars, and we will be back bringing you guys some stuff. We'll talk about the knee, and I'll go over with all that. It's nothing big. It's an old sports injury that I'm finally deciding to get fixed after all these years. I'm almost 50, so it's time to get that fun stuff done. So again, stay safe. And like I said, this is perfect, folks. Just like Aditya says. Please stay safe, stay warm, stay hydrated, enjoy your tech, be excellent to each other. We love you guys. We'd like to see you come back next Sunday and bring some friends with you. This is the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe. We'll be back next Sunday, 1 p.m., 7 p.m. GMT, bringing you some more goodness. Guest or not, we'll definitely be here, but we appreciate you guys. Love your tech. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. Love you guys. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
If you get a chance, have a fun touch.
Yeah, go get touched for fun.